Yo, FBG Duck was not innocent, man. FBG Duck was a gang member. FBG Duck was also signed. FBG Duck, a month before he got murdered, had a song called Dead Bitches. What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Sean Bills. I'm back again with another Villains Corner. This time, we gonna react to some FBG Duck shit. I haven't looked too much into it, but this was going on the timeline on Twitter, so I just want to take a look into it and see what's going on. So let's get into it.
Lawsuit seeking to hold a rapper from Chicago accountable in the killing of another artist in 2020.
The complaint also accuses the city of Chicago of willful misconduct. Tia Ewing read through the court filing and joins us now to break it all down for us. Tia?
Well, there is a lot to break down, Sylvia and Terrence, because this lawsuit is 229 pages. FBG Duck, also known as Carlton Weekly, was killed August of 2020 outside Dolce & Gabbana on the Gold Coast. His mother is now suing rapper Lil Durk, the estate of late rapper King Von, record labels, and several other music companies. The word profit is used 102 times in the suit, claiming the music companies threw money behind rapper Lil Durk and King Von because it made them even more money by keeping the two gang feuds going.
Alright, so I ain't even gonna hold y'all. This is a tough case. I know she's looking to say basically the money that Von and Durk was making off their music, of course getting it from the record labels as well, funded criminal activity, and that's the reason her son died. Okay. If she wins this case, this is gonna set a crazy precedent. Like, this is gonna set a crazy precedent going forward, which is why I honestly I don't think she's gonna win this case. I'll get into that later, but yeah, those are some big claims that she's throwing out here.
FBG Duck was an alleged member of the Flyboy gang, and Lil Durk and King Von were allegedly part of the gang known as the Family. The two groups would put out diss tracks, increasing their popularity. It's also believed members were signed to music deals based on how they ranked in the gang. On page 2 of the lawsuit, it shows this image from an album released back in 2019 by Only the Family, along with Alamo Records, Sony Music, and Interscope Records. Lawyers from Dinizulu Law Group says the chart reinforces the organized nature of the gang.
We have laid out in our complaint time and time again numerous individuals associated and signed to these labels that were engaged in dangerous, violent activity, which led to August 4th, 2020.
It has been a long road, but there's finally light at the end of the tunnel. My son deserves better, so does his children.
The lawsuit also accuses the city of Chicago of willful misconduct, claiming that police and emergency services failed to promptly aid FBG Duck because he was alive in the street for more than 17 minutes without any medical help. The store Weekly was shopping at Dolce & Gabbana, and its security firms are also being sued for negligence. I did reach out to Lil Durk's legal team. Right now, they are not commenting on this civil lawsuit. Terrence?
Alright, so a few things. Damn, that shit loaded. I ain't even gonna hold you. I honestly don't think she's gonna win this case. I'm not gonna hold you. I don't think she's gonna win this case for a few reasons. Number one, and I gotta call a spade a spade. God bless the dead. Yo, FBG Duck was not innocent, man. FBG Duck was a gang member. FBG Duck was also signed. FBG Duck, a month before he got murdered, had a song called Dead Bitches, where he was extremely disrespectful to many people on the other side, you know, Vaughn's, Dirk's people, he was extremely disrespectful about the people on that side who had lost their lives. Now, I'm not saying that that's a reason to take his life, because at the end of the day, these are still young black men. I'm not advocating for any of that. But when you look at it, that's going to be tough, because you would have to look at his label, what he was doing, and things like that as well, if you're going to, you know, play tit for tat. Suing the city because her son, she's saying her son didn't have the proper medical care when he was on, you know, he was shot on the ground. That is something I did hear her say when this first happened. I did watch a few interviews years ago, because this happened in 2020. I did watch a few interviews, maybe like 2021, that she did, and that's something she definitely has been pushing, and she's been consistent with that story. So, you know, there's that. But the main reason why I don't think she's gonna win this case is because she went after the labels. And if you know anything about like the history of hip hop and gangster rap and why these labels fund, you know, beef and nonsense and all of that, it's because it's lucrative, man. One of my favorite rappers of all time is Jadakiss, and Jadakiss has a line that says controversy sells, but it ain't like death. Now, you know, I've even heard of, you know, labels taking out life insurance policies on certain artists, you know, that might be out here wilding. This is a very, very, very tricky case. I don't think she's gonna win this. Number one, like I said, man, Duck won innocent. You could say Duck was doing the same thing, like, you know what I'm saying? So you can't really go about it like that and say, hey, you know, well, they funded my son's death, the labels do this, the labels do that. You gotta look at Duck's situation too and be like, well, his side was funding it too. But at the end of the day, we're all human, we're all grown men, and we all got free will. Like, oh man, this is tough. And then she's suing Dolce & Gabbana. Like, hold on. As far as I know, I never been to Chicago. I flew over Chicago. I had a layover in Chicago. I never been to Chicago. As far as I know, the Gold Coast is like fucking Midtown Manhattan. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, like, it's like Midtown Manhattan or the shopping district over in New York. Like, so what is a security guard at a small Dolce & Gabbana store supposed to do? Because as far as I know, there was multiple men who hopped out of a car with semi-automatic weapons and just sprayed the store, the block. What is a security guard supposed to do? Like, what security? They can't protect from that. Number one, that's not their store. If someone hops out in the middle of the street and starts shooting the entire block, their store is not responsible for that. It seems like, you know, this is a hurt mom fishing, you know, trying to get some money from somewhere. I know she did, you know, her old age, she did try to do OnlyFans and stuff like that. And I get it, you know, your son is gone. And I'm not going to talk about, you know, matter of fact, yes, I am, yo. See, the problem here is that if you ever have followed this, she was cool with the shit that Duck was doing. She would egg Duck on. You know, she liked that her kids were gangsters, because this is not her first son that has been murdered. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, this is why you need strong fathers in the household, because a strong father in the household, this probably would have never happened, because they would have been able to reel Duck back in regards to, you know, this ongoing alleged gang war that's going on in Chicago. This right here, like, she was egging it on. Like, you can't, on one hand, blast his music, know what he's doing in his music, and, you know, promote your son and be all the way with the shits. And then when that game catches up to your son, because it caught up to Vaughn a month later, you know, it is what it is. when you in that life, that shit gonna catch up to you. You can't, on one hand, celebrate the shit that your son was doing, antagonizing that side, and then when it catches up to your son, want to go after that side like your son wasn't a part of this lifestyle. Oh, man, yo, brothers, stay in your son's lives, man, because apparently Duck's father had been locked up most of his life, so he really wasn't around. Stay in your sons' lives, man. They say good fathers keep their sons out of prison and their daughters off the stripper pole. It is what it is, man. Yo, that shit crazy. She gonna lose this case, though. If she don't lose this case, I'll come back here and I'll eat crow. Word. I'll come back here and I'll eat crow if she don't lose this case. Yeah, that's it. That's all, man. You've been rocking with Sean Bills. This is another episode of the Villains Corner, and I'm motherfucking out.